our cards spread out here, we're now ready to move into our intermediate training. We're going to start in our sumo like we do in all of our poses to get ourselves centered in the mat. So we're going to have our feet right underneath our plumb line in the center of the air X symbol. And then we hug the swing and use our forearms to press down. And once we do, we can lean back to walk our feet forward. And once we're there, we're going to heel toe wide till we're at 10 and 2 on our mats. Now, I want to always make sure that we have our perfect alignment here. So if it's necessary, we just give it a little adjustment so it feels just right for us today. Always make sure the alignment is the key and the focal point of the practice. And then our hips are dropped. There we go. Our feet are touching the front edge of the mat, so walk it forward even more so you have some space. There you go. Right to the edge. Perfect. And notice that for most people, they fit. You know, it's a 4.5 diameter mat, which I believe translates into like 1,300 millimeters. But yeah, everything's measured in millimeters, so it's about 4.5. And it's just a really nice measuring tool for keeping the knees bent at a right angle and having our toes touch the front of the mat turned out 45 degrees. And in our sumo squat, we have a diamond shape with our arms because we're pressing to lift the chest. And at the same time, most people have their hips locked and pushing up. We're really dropping even more so the pubic bone rolls down and under. So even more, find your pubic bone rolling down and under, down and under. That's it. So that little half-inch movement changes everything. So now you're really pulling your ribs down as you pull your sternum up. Just think of your ribs and your pubic bone connected. And we were talking about the difference between lifting the sternum and flaring out the ribs. So instead of emphasizing the third chakra, we're moving our energy back up to the fourth chakra, to our heart chakra, and letting the sternum lift, but the ribs are still pulling down, creating this dynamic movement or tension of up and down simultaneously. And gravity is helping us lift up, and our engagement, gravity is helping us pull down, and our engagement is helping us lift up. Okay, and so we're growing, we're getting longer in the spine just by hanging like this. Our number one sitting posture in our upright positions is sumo. And today we're going to emphasize going right into our inversions. But first we're going to do a warm-up lap and get our legs and our core activated, which is our preparation for our swinging vinyasa flow and our superfly. So superfly is going to be our first big flying, flipping, fun, our dynamic movement of the day. And all of the intermediate training is incorporating more strength training, core activation, and physics of the body. The pivot points, leveraging our power, lowering our center of gravity, making sure gravity is doing the work for us so that we can really find the ease and the flow in the practice. Okay, great. Let's go ahead and come into our floating Buddha. So we stay wrapped around. Let's actually press back into straight legs. Get the swing nice and low in case it did ride up on us. With our legs wide, we're just going to do one round of our leaping willow. So big back bend, hands supporting the head in our chillaxin arms, and we're just gently rocking from side to side. Just open it up into a gentle sway. And let that feel good as you are keeping the back happy. The lower back is fully extended, and the upper back is initiating the back bend. The thoracic spine, where the swing is touching the back of the heart, is pressing up towards the sky. And the crown of the head is not pointing towards the back wall, but it's pointing up towards the back top corner, which makes this a nice big V or diagonal. So we don't go into a U shape, which would flare out the ribs. We're actually keeping the ribs pulling down and tucking down as the heart leads the way. And see if that tiny little adjustment makes a difference for the position of the rib cage and the heart of the hand. Beautiful. Let's come on back to center. Inhale, bring the arms wide and around. Always hug the swing. And we're going to incorporate the leg loops. So I'm going to pull down strongly. And we did a little core activation yesterday where we learned how to lift our knee. And we're going to use that lift to get the leg loop on the ankle. Okay, when the leg loop is on the ankle, we call it floating Buddha. So we're in our half Buddha. Let's go into the full floating Buddha position. So we're going to use our core, pull down, and then extend. So I'm going to bring my leg loops down one. It's really a personal choice. I don't want my feet any higher than my gaze, and we don't want them any lower than the hips. So my leg loops can be down one notch, and really make an adjustment if you need to. We just watch these swings so they're nice and tight, and they'll stretch out again a little bit. They don't stretch out infinitely. They have kind of like a finite point in which they stretch. So I will probably bring them up once they stretch out a little bit more. But this is going to be a little bit easier, and you'll notice if they're higher, it's harder, and if they're lower, it's easier. That's really a personal preference. Okay, great. So now we're in our floating Buddha. We're going to do our warm-up lap here, getting ready for our big day of dynamic strength, core activation, and learning the physics of the body. We start out with our windshield wipers. So from floating Buddha, I just gently rock my body from side to side, pushing one foot down and then the other foot down. Our mantra is hips heavy, heart open, head relaxed. So we let the heart lead the way and the head relax back. It's completely opposite from driving and computer and sitting at a desk where we're constantly looking down. We're now looking up, and we're inviting our gaze up throughout the practice. It's just totally different. Most people will yank on their head and look forward to see, but after you get the pose, I want you to lean back into it and relax back into it. There you go. You can trust the body to really understand and figure out the dynamics of the pose. Beautiful. Let's come on back through center. We're going to revisit our half flow. We're going to come through a wide straddle T. Now, for star, just watch what happens. My lower body doesn't move at all. From star, I just lift my heart towards the sky. In this gesture of receptivity, palms open wide. That's it. So come on back to wide straddle T. Body straight up and down. And then star, just lift the chest. Just isolate the sternum. All the way up, even more. Lift your sternum, that's it. So the lower body has no reason to move. It's going to stay exactly where it is. Right? So from wide straddle T, we come into star, and from star, we're going to come into namaste. When we come into namaste, we can have our hands to prayer wrapped around the swing, always hugging the swing, and then we press our hips up and lean back, big stretch through the front of the chest and neck. Beautiful, guys. Go ahead and sink back down. Open it up. Wide straddle T. Okay, so we went into, let's do one more. So T, star, namaste, reverse. We're not going to do ladle yet. We're going to learn how to change planes and incorporate some of the swinging flow in a more advanced sequence. But for now, we're just going to come back down to sit. And yesterday, we're going to start with some leg stretches. We went into our pigeon pose, and from pigeon, we went into side tree. Now, what we're going to do is add some leg stretches into this sequence. So when I say leg stretches, all I'm going to do from my wide straddle T is grab for my toes. Now, I'm going to keep my chest lifted. I'm going to bend from my hip flexors. Yes. And if my toes are not available, if that feels too far, you can actually pull the leg loops towards you and engage your arms. So either grab for the toes or hold on to the leg loops. From here, we're going to bend the knees, both knees together, hold on to the outer edges of the feet, and let your hips drop, bow in. Maybe your toes touch your forehead, maybe they don't. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and straighten the legs and squeeze. So wide straddle, squeeze. This is like a thigh master, but for our arms. Squeeze. Wide straddle, squeeze. Beautiful. One more time. Wide straddle, bend the knees. Come on into our butterfly. From butterfly, grab the outer edges of the feet and bow in. Once we bow in, we're going to hold on to the toes again, or leg loops, and squeeze. This comes into a forward fold, really strong on the arms. And then let's just let go and take a little break. We're going to add on to that sequence. We'll go ahead and just sway it out from side to side. This time we're going to add a bent knee and see what that feels like. So it's almost like a bow and arrow. We're going to come into bow and arrow next, or a version of it. We did flying arrow yesterday, and another kind of arrow in our lunging sequence, our lounging sequence. So a lot of these poses, there's many variations. Okay, from this position, I'm going to grab for my toes again. Start out with a wide straddle. I'm going to bend the right knee, and this will be bow and arrow, shooting the arrow towards the left. And then straighten the legs, bend the left knee, shoot your arrow towards the right. Beautiful. Straight legs, bending the right, shooting, and then straight legs, bend the left, shooting your arrow. couple arrows. Okay, beautiful. Now we're going to come into, keep the left knee bent, we're going to come into a version of revolver. What I'm going to do is pull my foot in towards my groin. I'm going to lift my left arm up and over like a rainbow. So arch towards your right toes. Now maybe this is as far as you go, or go ahead and grab to the outer edge of the foot and hold on with both hands. The chest rolls towards the sky the whole time, so you're really laying back into the pose. Now that's a big stretch, so only go as far as it feels good. Go ahead and unfurl. Let's come back to center. Give yourself a little hop whenever you need. And we're going to start with our bow and arrow, bending the right knee in, extending the left. And then from there, let's go ahead and so pull that right foot strongly towards your groin. You have to have a strong foundation there. And then release your right hand up and overhead. Now just go ahead and lean back and bend towards your left foot, unless you can grab the outer edge of the foot with one hand or both hands, twisting, laying back into it so your heart is blossoming towards the sky. That's really beautiful. Nice job. And then slowly release your spring-loaded. Come on back to center. Now we're going to try our leg stretches upside down. I'm going to index the video, so go ahead and check out the next video to get the same poses, but in an inversion. Okay, so these ones would be building on our basic training through number 3, adding some extra leg stretches onto the sequence, and now we're going to learn how to do some more intermediate level.